Barr Eze Onyekpere. I'm the lead director of Center for Social Justice and the one who will make the presentation on resolving the 2016 federal budget logjam. We are here today to discuss or to contribute our own quota to the resolution of what we consider to be a budget crisis. So, our statement is headed, Mr. President, sign the budget bill and bring amendments or supplementary budget bills later. First of all, the trajectory of the presentation of the 2016 federal budget estimates by the President, Muhammadu Buhari GCFR, to the National Assembly on December 22nd, 2015, and its subsequent withdrawal and substitution upon the resumption of the legislature in the new year 2016 is a matter in the public domain. The fact that some ministers and heads of departments came to the floor of the National Assembly during budget defense sessions to disown the presentation made by the President is a matter upon which the courts can be called upon to take judicial notice. It is also known to all Nigerians that the executive budget was heavily padded by the executive itself and seemed to lack policy direction and coherence. The budget estimates are available on the website of the Budget Office of the Federation. It is imperative to put the controversy about the Lagos-Calabar rail line and similar issues in their proper legal and normal context. Let's contextualize them. Under Nigerian law, the constitutional provision via Section 81 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 is that it is only the President who shall cause to be prepared and lay before each chamber of the National Assembly the estimates for the next financial year. The President, having presented, withdrawn and substituted the estimates for 2016, no minister or head of any public agency has the right to bring a supplement during budget defense session. The proper thing should have been for the President to submit a further amendment to his estimates. Thus, to state that the Lagos-Calabar rail line was in the estimate submitted to the National Assembly is an attempt to distort facts. Indeed, the supplement assumes an already passed budget. I said the budget estimates are there in the website of the Budget Office. Anybody can clarify to know whether these projects were there or not. It is incredible that the estimates posted on the website of the Budget Office of the Federation for the Ministry of Transport contain nothing on the said rail line. For the executive to put out estimates to the Nigerian public, who will submit are the ultimate sovereigns and custodians of power, and on whose behalf the National Assembly exercises the power of appropriation, and go behind approaching NAS with another schedule of project estimates is not only condemnable, but contrary to legality, constitutionalism, and propriety. Section 48(1) of the Fiscal Responsibility Act is clear on this when it states as follows: that the federal government shall ensure that its fiscal and financial affairs are conducted in a transparent manner and accordingly ensure full and timely disclosure and wide publication of all transactions and decisions involving public revenues and expenditures and their implications for their finances. How can this be transparent and accountable when you have something on the website of the Budget Office for everybody to see, and then you go behind to the committees and begin to present something else? The statement credited to the Minister of Budget and National Planning that the rail line was omitted in error in the estimates goes to show the quality of work that went into the preparation of the budget and the undergirding medium-term expenditure framework 2016 to 2018. If the MTF had been grounded on proper sectoral strategies prepared by sector teams with all stakeholders on board, the probability of forgetting such an important project will be minimal. Let me give you the background why I say this. Under the Fiscal Responsibility Act, there is what is called medium-term sector strategies prepared by each ministry, department, or agency as to what they want to do based on high-level policy frameworks for the next 3 years. Before it moves over to the stage of the overall MTF, which talks about the macroeconomic policy, fiscal strategy as a whole for the whole government. Now, in preparing the medium-term sector strategies, the guidelines and rules state that it is not only the ministry officials that will be there. Ministry officials should be there. Representatives of the committee exercising oversight over that particular agency in the legislature should be there. Civil society that has capacity and credibility and working in that sector should have representatives. Organized labor, NLC-TUC, should be represented in that committee. Organized private sector should also be represented. And in places like education and health, the professional associations in that sector. So you can imagine when you have this kind of team to prepare the sectoral budget, to prepare the sectoral strategies and envelope, whether you can forget any such thing. You know, it's happened in some years. Federal government finished a negotiation with ASU, and when the budget came out, the agreements were forgotten. There was no provision. Do you believe ASU will be on the table and then you forget the agreements that they have just finished negotiating with federal government? So that shows that the federal government is not even keeping to its own guidelines. And these things are avoidable if only we can draw the right lessons. The allegations of projects and activities which were either reprogrammed or their funds reduced or increased, or even the allegation of new projects introduced into the budget, shows the poor or limited consultation and collaboration between the executive and the legislature in budget preparation and approval. These recurring decimals did not start today, it started since Obasanjo's time. It will have been reduced if the executive and legislature understand that they must. Did you see? This word is in bold and it's also in underlined. If they understand that they must work together to produce a budget that commits to national development, inasmuch as the legislature has no right to write a new budget, it will be incredible to imagine the legislature as a rubber stamp of executive proposals. If that was the intention of the Constitution, it would have stated so in very clear, lucid, black and white terms. Let me give you the example of other jurisdictions so that you know that as we speak, we are not speaking simply because we want to talk, because this is a field we are quite conversant with. Indeed, in the year 2004, we had written a book called The Civil Society and the Budget, a reader, which dealt with some of these issues we are still talking about in 2016. In the Constitution of Ghana, it is explicit on the powers of the legislature. For instance, their constitution prohibits the imposition of a charge on the Consolidated Fund of Ghana or the alteration of any such charge otherwise than by a reduction. So the legislature cannot increase, they can only reduce. The 1996 South African Constitution empowers the legislature to offer amendments to the executive proposal, but the legislature must first provide a procedure to exercise this power under a framework law. South Korea's legislature can reduce spending but must seek executive's approval to increase expenditure. The Polish House of Representatives under their 1997 Constitution has broad powers to increase or decrease spending and revenues in the executive budget. The only limitation is that changes may not increase the budget deficit or decrease the surplus proposed by the executive. The amendment